What's up guys? Raequel with TheFloatLife here, and I am going to teach you guys today how to make a custom cush pad into something like this. With this custom cush pad here, you can see that it has a marbled design, and you could actually do all sorts of different designs with it. This is one of my favorites, so I'm gonna call this the marbled design. Looks a little bit camo-like. You could also have designs where you have crisscrosses everywhere, or you could even make checkers, or you could make cute little hearts, or you could write your name onto it. And I'm going to talk about the tools you will need. You're going to need a glue gun, which you can find on Amazon or any store. And I like the skinny ones. You can get glue guns with thicker glue sticks, but I like the skinniest as possible. Plenty of skinny glue sticks for backup. And I will be using plenty of them, so make sure you have plenty at hand before you start this project. And the next thing that you are going to need is RIT dye. You can use RIT powder dye or gel dye. I have used the powder more frequently, and I like the powder, and you can choose whatever color you want. You can pick multiple colors, but I would suggest sticking with one for the first time. I used mine yesterday, so this is some residue that I still have from yesterday. This is dark green, and of course you will also need a tray big enough to fit the size of your either cush high or cush low into the tray. All right, so you have all your materials. Let's get started with what to do next. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully make sure I have enough dye here. And I think that should be enough. I can always add a little more water or more vinegar if I need to fill it up just a little bit higher so that this will fully submerge. So we're going to start one of multiple layers of squiggly lines all over the cush pad. You can just start with making little S's, little crazy eights, little swirls, little waves, whatever you want. But for the marbled design that I was talking about, you're going to want to make lots of just little random swivels. The hot glue is going to mask it off. So what it's doing is every bit that I am putting the hot glue over, it's keeping it white. It's going to mask it and keep it white instead of letting it get stained the color I'm going to stain it in. And if you like the color you're staining it in, you may want to use less glue or more glue depending on how much you want to stay white and how much you want to stay colorful. Let's say you just wanted a different color on your cush pad. You can still take this white cush pad and dye it whatever color you want, and then skip this whole gluing process. You could even dye like an Easter egg, half of the cush pad one color, and then set it on the other side, dye the other side. Just so you know, not all of this with the glue on it is ultimately going to be white, because I'm going to do something else, a different layer that's not quite full on dark green, but something in between white and dark green. So it'll be a little layer of lighter green. All right, we are ready for our first submerge session, and we're gonna go ahead and put it in, and it's not fully submerged. So we need a little more water, just a little bit. The longer you wait, the darker the color will be. And if you don't want to wait that long, you could stick with a lighter color, but I think it looks really pretty with the darker color. It's been about 30 minutes. Let's take a look. Nice. She looks pretty beautiful right there. Now, it's only been 30 minutes. If I really wanted a lot more vibrance here, I would leave her in a lot longer, hours perhaps, but right now, since I want to do that marble effect that we talked about, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out right now and start a new layer. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take it out, and I'm gonna go rinse it off real quick with the water in the sink. I rinsed it off in the sink, and now I get to just peel off the glue, and it's really easy, just like that. Really pretty simple here. And looks like we've already got some beautiful white that stayed there. Just gorgeous. But I'm not done yet. So now I'm gonna wipe this down, get it nice and dry before the next layer of glue. All right, now it's time for glue session number 2. So I'm just gonna do pretty much what I was doing before and make more of those crazy eights, more of those swivels like we talked about before. Going to cover up pretty much the same percentage as I did before, just it'll be different, obviously. Now this time, what I'm covering up is some white. Some of what we have here is just a lighter green, almost aqua color. In the ultimate end of all of this, we're going to have some really dark green, some light green, and still some white. So right now, whatever I see here, whatever I want to preserve, I'm gonna glue over that with this layer right here. All right, that's it for glue session number 2. We are now ready to submerge for the second time, and this time is gonna be the last time for me. So I'm going to just set it in there, let it sink to the bottom, and I'm gonna be done with that for a while. Maybe I'll check on it in another hour, 2 hours, maybe even 3, depending on how dark I want it to get. And pretty much at the very end, you just take the glue off, rinse it off again, wipe it down again, and you'll have something beautiful. But for now, instead of just waiting here for 2 hours, I'm gonna go float. And we're back. We just got back from our ride. It's been a few hours. Let's see how she looks. Ooh, look at that vibrant color there. Just gorgeous. And now we're gonna go ahead and rinse her off. Thank you. All right, so we wipe it off some more. And time to take the glue off. Swipe here, and that is how you make yourself a gorgeous custom cush pad. So I'm really pleased with how mine turned out. This is what I did to do mine today, but there's a lot else you could do to make your own personal cush pad. You could just dye it a different color of your choice. You could dye it 2 different colors or 3. You could do what we did here today with the glue, and you could make all sorts of different designs. It doesn't all have to be squiggly designs either. It could be straight lines or anything else that you choose. And all you need is a white cush pad, whether that's the cush high or the cush low, and just some dye. So go have at it, have some fun.
You stoked to go ride? I'm stoked to go ride. I'm gonna go ride. You should too. But if you're not, definitely subscribe to our channel or check out one of these 2 videos. I'm gonna go get my shred on.